Hindi po solusyon yun kasi alam naman natin kapag unprogrammed, ala-chamba yan, hindi naman sigurado na may savings. Kaya't itong mga project na ito ay inaasam-asam ng ating mga kababayan na hirap na sa traffic, lalo na ngayon, tag-ulan, plus Christmas pa, talaga naman oras-oras na nawawalda sa traffic. Ito na lang talaga ang solusyon. Sana maisip natin kung paano gagawin to dahil kailangan na talaga ang public transport dito sa Metro Manila at sa North-South commuter railway areas. So, yung pag-aawas at paglilipat ng budget sa unprogrammed para sa akin ay hindi tunay na solution. I think this has to do with railways as well. I noticed two FAPs that have been reduced quite severely. Both the Metro Manila Subway project at 45 billion under the NEP has been reduced under the Senate for 25 billion. In the same manner, the North-South Commuter Railway at 76 billion in the NEP has been reduced to 37. My question is, are the amounts indicated in the NEP the minimum payments for our counterpart?
Yes, Senator Amy. In fact, we received a letter dated December 1, 2025. Let me just read it. Considering the remaining unobligated funds under the current FAPs and in line with our urgent priorities of the national government to further boost economic growth and social equity, we would like to respectfully inform the Senate of the possibility of reclassifying 34 billion out of the total loan proceeds allocation in our fiscal year 2026 proposed budget to the unprogrammed appropriations to support various priorities of national government. This adjustment will ensure more efficient use of available resources and present a timely opportunity to put existing resources to work where they are needed most. And we were also looking at the utilization rate of these two projects. The average, for example, in 2024, the utilization rate of the North-South Commuter Railway is only 23%, and the Metro Manila Subway is only 17%, Senator Amy. So definitely the amounts allocated are not being utilized. So that's why they sent us a letter so that we can consider this.
Yes, the concern, of course, is that firstly, the cost to the public has been measured many times by the World Bank, by JICA, and they run into billions every day, as well as, of course, the handling costs, because those are billions too. And finally, the reputational damage to the Philippines, because we don't pay our debts. So my problem is shunting the loan counterparts for foreign assisted projects towards the unprogrammed really is not the solution. I think perhaps the solution is more efficient absorption and implementation of the projects. If we are at 23 and 17%, surely the solution is to renegotiate the loan and start from scratch rather than constantly paying handling costs and being indebted for who knows how much, immeasurable in terms of reputation.
Actually, in the past 5 years, the North-South Commuter Railway, the average utilization is only 33%, and the Metro Manila Subway is only 36%. So the utilization remains very low for these two projects. However, the recommendation of the agency was to transfer it to unprogrammed funds because the unprogrammed funds normally comes in second quarter of the year, and that can be used to fund the two projects that were mentioned.
Ganun pa man, hindi po solusyon yun. Kasi alam naman natin, kapag unprogrammed, ala-chamba yan. Hindi naman sigurado na may savings. Kaya't itong mga project na ito ay inaasam-asam ng ating mga kababayan na hirap na sa traffic, lalo na ngayon, tag-ulan, plus Christmas pa, talaga naman oras-oras na nawawalda sa traffic. Ito na lang talaga ang solusyon. Sana maisip natin kung paano gagawin to dahil kailangan na talaga ang public transport dito dito sa Metro Manila at sa North-South commuter railway areas. So, yung pag-aawas at paglilipat ng budget sa unprogram para sa akin ay hindi tunay na solusyon.
Yung ang program ho na later on pagpunta ho natin sa ang program, makikita ho natin na kumonti po yung mga items ho doon at dahil po kumonti, yung allocation po sa mga foreign assisted mas lumaki. No? So yun po ang ginawa ho natin para po magamit po yung program sa mga foreign assisted projects po.
Opo, ipagpaumanhin ninyo pero sa ganitong panahon na sunod-sunod ang bagyo, lindol at iba pa, talagang hindi ako maasa na marami po tayong savings. Although, syempre, kinikilala naman natin na malaki na ang binawas sa program. Maraming salamat.
Sir Chairman.
Minority Leader Marcelino Lebanon.
Madam Chairman, thank you. I would like to go back to the earlier suggestion of Senator Legarda on creating a joint bicameral conference committee oversight committee so that we can exercise oversight monthly on the proposed budget and even go back to the expenditure of government. Napaka-importante po ito dahil kahit yung Mindanao Rail, hindi na naitutuloy, malaki ng ginasto natin. Mayroon din tayong Leyte-Samar Rail which will connect Luzon and Mindanao. Wala rin sa budget ngayon. Hindi natin alam. Kaya kung ayaw kong bitawan yung kanyang thoughts, kaya if it is proper, I would like to present a motion for the creation of the bicameral conference committee oversight committee, that joint oversight committee that we can even, if possible, include in the special provisions of this GAA. So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
Senmin, if I may respond, perhaps this is I would have to check if this is the proper forum for us to act on that motion. So we may.
It can be added.
We would still need to explore that if you would give me and Senator Win the time to explore the rules as of now as to which forum is the correct forum for that motion.
In fact, I would suggest to Chair Mika to immediately create the Joint Congressional Oversight Committee on Public Expenditures. This is a built-in oversight committee for the Committee on Finance and the Committee on Appropriations to conduct oversight on all the expenditures and, of course, those items that are not being spent as well. No? So we can constitute that early next year.
Yes, I would be very much supportive to convening that. We will act on that motion, Maino, if you could give Senwin and I the opportunity to figure out the mechanics, the procedures that we would have to follow to convene the said joint oversight committee, joint between the House and the Senate.
Gladly, Madam Chair.
Yes, that is really a great idea. We want to exercise stronger oversight over the implementation of the 2026 budget, and us convening that joint committee would actually do a big part in for us to be able to operationalize that. We'll get back to you po, Maino, and we'll get back, of course, to all of the BICAM conferees as to the next step forward as we convene that committee.
Madam Chair.
Representative Albert Garcia.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair. In line with what Senator Amy was saying earlier, there was a JICA study way back 2017, if I'm not mistaken, where it says we're losing 3.5 billion pesos a day because of the inefficiencies of our economy. This is due to time wasted, traffic, pollution, productivity loss, work-life balance loss, and so on. So, 3.5 billion pesos a day. Ngayon po, gabi na, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, we already lost 3.5 billion pesos. And if we will multiply this by 365 days, that will amount to 1.2 trillion pesos. And the study further says that by 2030, kung hindi ma-resolve yung problema ng congestion, it will escalate to 5.4 billion pesos. Times 365 days, that is 1.9 trillion pesos. Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, my dear colleagues, that will totally negate everything that we are discussing here, easily. So, mas grabe pa to sa kahit anong delubyo na dumarating sa ating bansa, mas grabe pa to sa kahit anong korupsyon na pinag-uusapan natin. This is times 100 times 1,000. And it seems like hindi po natin nasusolusyonan. So, habang iniintay po natin yung mga flagship projects ng rail, ng subway, ng mga tulay that will give efficiency to this congestion, may item po tayo dito pagdating sa modernization ng ating public utility at yung service contracting or libreng sakay. May I suggest, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, na dito po sa modernization, isama rin po natin hindi lang sa land, but also sa maritime. Nang sa ganon, mas maging efficient at multimodal yung ating transportation. While waiting for the flagship projects, let's not forget, and Senator Loren is an expert on this, na we have natural infrastructure readily available for utilization. For example, the Pasig River, na nandyan na, kailangan lang natin i-utilize. Manila Bay, nandyan na, kailangan lang natin i-utilize. These are the less beaten path as opposed to the overly beaten path where we do our skyway, railway, subway. We build on top of each infrastructure. Ito po yung less beaten path which we can utilize immediately, natural infrastructure, na kapag i-combine lang natin yung land and maritime, pwede po natin mapakinabangan. So I suggest and I move that dun po sa modernization, aside from public land, we include maritime, transport, modernization, nang sa ganon, yung symbiotic relationship na ito will deflate the 3.5 billion pesos a day of losses kahit papano while waiting for the flagship projects to be completed. At the same time, dun po sa other item below the modernization, ito po yung contracting services or libreng sakay, which from the feedback of DOTR, 100% utilization po ito. Sana po malagyan natin ng pondo at masama rin po natin yung maritime passenger services. Nang sa ganon, with modernization and support to the passengers, ay ma-deflate po natin itong 3.5 billion pesos a day of losses in Metro Manila at makatulong po sa Visayas and Mindanao itong mahalagang proyekto na ito. So, with the indulgence of my colleagues, I so move, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair. Salamat po.
Mr. Chair, may I? Napakaganda ng sinabi ni Congressman Abet Garcia, hindi lang yung sa land, kundi ginagamit yung mga natural thoroughfares like lakes and rivers which are traversing the metropolis, really. But what is your motion? To approve? Is it a motion to convene the oversight or is it monetary? Is it an amendment to a monetary provision?
Both, Madam Chair, kasi yung modernization only includes land. So I move that we include maritime for the modernization and for the servicing contract or yung libreng sakay, it only includes land. Isama na rin po natin yung maritime passenger services. Nang sa ganon, this will be complementary to each other and immediately help deflate the ballooning 3.5 billion pesos a day of losses.
Wala tayong dagdag na amount kasi wala tayong pagkukunan.
Sa
So, only in the nomenclature. So yung amount dito, it will cover, we agree. But if it's an additional amount, we don't know where we'll get it.
Yeah. Sa ano po, sa modernization, the Senate's version is to the amount of 2.5 billion 2.5 billion 32 sa modernization po. Ang motion ko po is to include maritime sa modernization program. Now, below it, sa House version or sa HGAB version, sa service contracting, 1.3 billion po yung House version at wala po sa Senate. My motion is to include maritime passenger services nang sa ganon, masama pareho dito po sa dalawang programa.
Kami ang boses ng masa, hindi natatakot. Katotohanan lang, di kami nalulunod. Walang bahid ng sismis, lahat ay totoo. Kahit sino ka pa, pag mali ka babanatan ka. Walang pinipili kulay, wala kaming kinikilingan. Basta para sa bayan, kami lalaban. Pag tama palakpakan, pag mali banatan. Di matitinag, di matatakot, para sa bayan tuloy ang sigaw. Sa harap ng kamera, walang halong takot. Mga baluktot, lahat kayo'y tutumba. Ang hustisya at totoo, yun lang ang mahalaga. Kahit sinong harang, di kami matitinag. Walang pinipiling kulay, wala kaming kinikilingan. Basta para sa bayan, kami lalaban. Pag tama palakpakan, pag mali banatan. Di matitinag, di matatakot, para sa bayan tuloy ang sigaw. Kung nasa tama ka, ikaw ay aming kasama. Pero pag mali ka, handa ka na bang mabasag? Banateros kami, walang inuunan. Dahil bayan muna, bago ang sarili. Bago ang sarili. Pag tama palakpakan, pag mali banatan. Banateros ang sigaw, katotohanan ang laban. Sa harap